In Bhagavad Gita, the second chapter, 8 steps to one's downfall on the spiritual path is mentioned. Most of you know I made you memorize this. Dhyato Vishayan Punsaha Sangasteshu Pajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha Kamat Krodho Vijayate Krodhat Bhavati Sammoha Sammohat Smriti Vibhramaha Smriti Bhramshad Buddhinasho Buddhinashas Pranashyati. By constantly thinking of material things, Vishaya, which are not good for one's spiritual welfare, what happens? Dhyayate Vishayan Punsaha. The man starts thinking about material things, Vishaya. Sangasteshu Pajayate. Then an attachment develops towards it by constantly thinking about it. Sangha, attachment develops. From the Sangha, Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha. What is born? From this attachment is born a desire. Desire to have it. And when desire is born, the next thing that comes from desire is anger. Kamat krodho vijayate. From desire, kama, krodha, avijayate is born. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. And once you're angry that you didn't get what you desired for, sammoha, moha starts off. Delusion. You start misunderstanding, misinterpreting things. And sammoha smriti vibhramaha. Once this kind of delusional anger starts in you, your smriti, your memory of the good and bad, your discrimination disappears. Smriti Bhramshat, and once the discrimination, the better discretion goes away, Buddhi Nasha happens. Your intelligence gets destroyed. You can no further discriminate. You can not decide which is right, which is wrong, and you're just swept away by the delusion and the emotions of anger and not having what you have asked for or desired for. And Buddhi Nasha, once intelligence is destroyed, Pranashyati, the person is destroyed. There are 8 steps. Start thinking about the material things, develop attachment towards it, develop a desire towards it. If you don't get it, develop anger. From anger comes all kinds of delusions. From delusion, loss of your better discretion. From there, destruction of your intelligence. And finally, your own personal destruction. So these in these 8 steps, one's downfall happens. So where the problem starts when we start thinking of things which are not right. And so I keep telling our marketing people know very well. They bombard our phones, our TVs, and the billboards, name it. They keep on showing things which we should develop an attachment for desire for. Few months, a year back, I had read how a person in Karnataka sold his kidney to buy an iPhone. That is what delusion is. You desire for it, iPhone, iPhone, iPhone everywhere. You see it on the billboard, you see it on the TV, you see it with your friends, and then you develop a desire. And what do? Then you do not know how to get it. You get angry. Your parents don't give money. You can't earn it the right way. Then you sell a kidney, God given gift to you, sell it away for the sake of an iPhone. And then what happens? Finally, you fall sick. You sell a kidney, your other kidney won't be able to take care of you. You have to take a lot of medications to survive, cut down on your diet, and so many things. And finally, you're destroyed. A desire can destroy you, but the desire born is born because of constant thinking of unwanted things or constant engagement in contemplation or thought of things which are not good for us. The same thing applies if you turn it around. There are 8 steps to one's emancipation also, which our Upanishad tells us. It says, Indriyani paranyahu, Indrebha param manaha, manasasta param buddhi, buddhe atman mahan paraha, mahata param avyaktam, avyaktat purusham paraha, purushat param na kinchit sakashtha saparangatihi. What can you do? Reverse the whole thing back and start like this. Indriyani paranyahu. They say that there are sense objects, for example, an iPhone, that is an object that of desire. Yes, the senses like eyes which see that and desire for it is very, very powerful. Senses are very powerful. Indriyani paranyahu. They're very strong. So first is sense object, the object of desire. Then the sense faculty, which desires for it, taste, smell, touch, feel, whatever the desire is. But beyond the senses, there is mind. If the mind can be taught and disciplined and made to understand that it is not good for you, how? By using buddhi, intelligence which is beyond the mind. Manasastu para buddhi. Intelligence should tell the mind. Mind is just collection of thoughts. Bad, good, ugly, all kinds of thoughts. But discrimination or intelligence is what tells the mind this is good for you, this is not good for you. So if your intelligence is trained to tell the mind, to tell the senses, to reject the object which you're desiring for, it's not good for you, then there is some hope. And beyond mind, what exists? Buddhi. And beyond buddhi, he says, Mahati Atmani exists. The great Jivatma, the soul, the spark of divinity is there in you. That exists. That is what is quite called as intuition. That exists, which tells you this is right, this is wrong. Even if your buddhi gets confused because of marketing or because of other people saying some things, you get influenced. There is an intuition deep which you connect to that. If you sit quiet and pray, that tells you what is right, what is wrong, and then you follow that. And beyond that Mahati Atmani, the great Atmani, lies the Paramatmani, the ultimate Godhood, or as we call in our scriptures, the idea of Purusha, that which embodies all of us, that supreme source of all knowledge, all purity, all divinity, which is within us. That guides us like that. We can connect to that. And that is the ultimate. There is nothing beyond that. If you get connected to that, then your thought, words, actions, everything will flow from that source of supreme wisdom. You don't need your buddhi to work. You don't need your mind to work. You don't need to worry about your senses because it's now being driven by the ultimate supreme source of all wisdom, knowledge, and discretion. So you'll never go wrong if you are completely in tune with your highest self. So why spirituality is important? Because if you are not following the second path, sense objects, senses, mind, buddhi, atman, paramatman, purusha, and that is the ultimate. Beyond that, you have nothing. Then you are definitely going to go the other shloka way. Keep desiring for the objects of the world, then run behind them. You don't get it, get angry, get deluded, lose your discretion, lose your intelligence. Finally, destroy yourself. This is what happens to most of the world. What are they doing to themselves? This is what is Eke cha atma hano janaha, our scriptures say. They commit suicide, spiritual suicide, actually material suicide also. I read some time back in a newspaper in some house in UP, the mother and the son were there. The father was a police or military officer. There was a pistol at home, private one that father must have had. This boy was playing PUBG game for endless hours. He wouldn't listen to the mother. He wouldn't listen to anybody. He murdered his mother with the pistol because the mother tried to stop him. Locked her up in a room. He had a younger sister too and threatened her not to speak about it and continue playing. When the foul smell started coming from the house, that is when the neighbors and others suspected. They broke into the house and found that boy and that absolutely petrified little young sister of his, and foul smell coming from the room. When they opened the room, there was the dead body of this mother. That's how PUBG had consumed this child, maybe in teens at best. A few years back, a game was there, Blue Whale, that would capture the children and ultimately push them to jump from the roof or cut their veins or kill somebody. It would have completely taken control over their mind and discretion. And they'll simply follow the game as if in some kind of hypnotic state. They'll simply follow it blindly till they completely destroy themselves. Fortunately, PUBG has been banned in India thanks to the government. I don't think Blue Whale game also exists, but I'm sure some other game of this nature, in some other form, will definitely come back to the market. And then people get back to those and keep doing that again and again. Why am I so strict about rules and regulations here? Ask the parents who are living in Bangalore. Their mental wellness clinics have started to help children get de addicted from their mobiles and social media. because they're so addicted, they just can't live without it. If you deny them, they get angry. Not only they try to harm themselves, they harm their parents also. It's so mad. And it's not unreal. It is really happening in the world today. Right here in Bangalore, Nimhan sees 5 to 6 cases a day of mobile addictions. They're unable to convince the children. Abroad, it's even worse. That is why I'm strict. Why? Because if I'm not strict, then for whatever reason you lay hands on something like this, and then you slowly from that you will say, no, nothing I was doing. I was just watching some nice, useful entertainment, something. But that is how it begins. Mind is very clever. It's like stock market. You first invest, it gives you money back. Or gambling. You win first time, you definitely win. Second time you go, maybe you'll win again. Then you get very excited. Then you put all the money and lose everything. All world has been created like this to attract us towards it, make us give away everything that we have, ultimately destroy us. That is the job of how this creation has come into existence. Why these rishis were so wise to give up the world? Because they knew, why take a chance at all? Even if we think we are very careful and we are very strong, we would somehow manage to outsmart the world. It's a false idea. That is why they stayed away, saying that why get into the trouble in the first place when you know there is going to be a trouble? Why test your unnecessary your strength when you never know the opposition? Like Wali and Sugriva, the Wali had a boon that anybody who comes in front of him, half of his power comes to Wali. Mind is like that. You try to confront the mind, it will take first half of all your powers. It will make you useless and powerless and conquer you. How many people fallen for such kind of stupidity like trading apps? Oh, these very ridiculous apps have come up now. They will tell you put 50 rupees, we'll start trading. Some nonsense like that. They don't even know what a trading is. They just think that they know everything. The sharks are sitting on the other side. I'm a banker by training. I know what it is. And then they look at some success stories here and there. The marketing agents bombard them with all kinds of things. And then they start online gambling. It's been whatever legalized and everybody. And then what happens? There are online loan apps. They give you loan from 200, 300 rupees onwards, 50 rupees also they'll give you and charge you some. You don't realize that 36, 40% interest rates there per month. You 300 will become 600. People say, anyway, my salary comes, I'll pay then. And they borrow the money on the apps and use that to buy stocks in the trading apps, thinking that somehow they'll not only recover the interest, they will also recover the money and they'll pay off all the money and also save something for themselves. Some foolhardiness. And then they're destroyed. Whatever little savings or whatever little they had, that also is gone in the pursuit of more and more and more. Mind is like that. I often then very greedy businessmen come to me and they keep telling me, Swami, bless me that the business grows to this, grows to that. I ask them, why you want to grow the business? How? What is this purpose? No, we want to become a $1 billion company or something like that, unicorn and things. Then I tell them that story from Russia. There is a village and there is this chieftain, tribal chieftain. He has announced a challenge or a competition or just an opportunity, saying that whoever wants to cover as much land as one can between sunrise and sunset, he can own all that land for just 1,000 rubles. So some greedy fellow from the next door village, he thinks, I have a small farm, I don't earn enough, I don't have enough wealth. Why don't I sell this farm, take 1,000 rubles, go to the next village where the chieftain has announced this contest, and let me walk whole day, and then I'll get all the money and I'll become super rich. His wife tells him, why do you want to run behind that richness? We have enough, we eat enough, that is good enough for us. He doesn't listen. He sells whatever he has, takes the 1,000 rubles, goes, gives to the chieftain, says, I want to walk the earth and cover as much as I want tomorrow. He says, come tomorrow morning, we will start at the sunrise and we will wait for you at the sunset. So, arming himself with good boots so that he can walk longer and food and water on him, he walks. The whole tribe is clapping for him. He is enjoying that and started walking. As he keeps walking, it becomes noon. He feels hungry, but then he sees if he eats anything, he will become sleepy or tired. In the sense, he'll feel lazy, lethargic. So he doesn't want to eat. So he throws the food away, keeps the water only. After some more time, as he walks, It's getting into late afternoon, and then he sees there's a beautiful lake. He says, if I walk a little more, I can cover the lake. I'll have plenty of water for our farms, and then I can come back. And then he goes around walking around the lake. He feels thirsty. He drinks a little water and throws the remaining, saying, it is a burden. I'm not able to walk faster. Just when he's about to cover the lake, he sees a beautiful forest. And he sees, if I can cover this forest, then I will have all the wood for myself, and then I can use that for making more money. And so he thinks, let me cover the forest, but it's already going towards the sundown time. And then he thinks, no, I will somehow run. He removes his boots, throws it away, removes his clothes, throws it away, saying that if I can run faster without all this, and starts running like a madman trying to cover the forest. He covers the forest, but then sun is going down. He has to go back all the way to the original place to finish his complete journey. And he starts running like a madman. He's thirsty, he cannot breathe, he's hungry, he's tired, he's sweating, panting, his heart is beating aloud. And this desire, I must reach there somehow and finish this and become the richest farmer in that place. And he runs and runs and runs and runs like a mad dog. Just as he's about to approach, the sun goes down, there is sunset. Still, the people, they were standing on a small, I believe, a hillock, so they could still see the sun. So they encourage him, run, run, little more, and you might just reach in time. And no sun, no light, but he runs and runs. His feet are wounded. He cannot breathe. He's unable to drag himself. So he falls on the ground, crawls on the floor, just to get to that place where he started. Still, he's unable to do. People are still encouraging him to somehow cover that last few meters. He drags himself on the ground and finally dies 6 feet away from the place. And the chieftain says, I have never lost this contest. So many greedy men have come. They were never satisfied with whatever they could cover. They always wanted to cover more. And I haven't lost even 1 inch of land till date because I know what is human greed. And he just says, donate him a 6 feet land, bury him there. That's I can do for the 1,000 rubles that we earn today. This is the plight of a human mind. It desires, and one desire it fulfills, it wants the next one. The next one gets fulfilled, it wants another one. And there is endlessness in this desire. It is an infinite loop. You get into that, you keep going round and round and never ending. That is why spirituality is taught to us, because it is the only antidote for the poison of Vishaya. Visham, that is poison in Vishaya. And unless we give up that desire for the world, there is no way we can find peace and happiness. Initially, it all looks good. Like as I said, when you go into stock market, I also made money initially and then lost so much because your greed starts growing. First, you invest 1,000 rupees, you make 2,000. Put 2,000, make 4,000. 4,000, make 8,000. Next time you think, oh, I know the trick. You borrow 5 lakh rupees from all your friends, put that money, everything is gone the next day. Unending misery. Initially, all this that story in Tripura Hasya, a band of fools get lost in the forest and they're hungry and they see these berries. One of them says that this berry might be poisonous, but the other says, who said so? It looks very sweet and yummy, and puts one in mouth. It's really sweet and tasty. And he says, let me have some more, and everybody has it. After some time, they lose their mind because the berry is some kind of a substance. After that, they lose their mind. They reach a fort, it seems, and they start quarreling with the guard, saying they are the owners of the fort or something. They get beaten black and blue. Tripura Rahasya. It says this is symbolic story of those fools who think world is very enjoyable and they want to consume the world. And once they have it, they lose their discrimination. Then they lose their whatever access to that fort. It means the ultimate inner fort where you truly belong. You don't get to go there anywhere. This is the world it is. Can I buy another property? When they ask me, I tell them, do you have one? He said, yeah, I have one, but I just have extras fund. I told, why do you want to buy another registration, another name, another headache, this will further this ego within you. It will become even more solidified and very difficult to get rid of in the last moment. Why do you want to simply accumulate if you don't need one? Just get rid of it. Just keep only as much as you require, and don't worry. I'm not even asking you people to, become ascetics and monks and have no home or hearth or wear akhar and shave off your hair, change your name and beg for alms. You saw, no, the Buddhist priests who came from Sri Lanka. That is their life. That is Buddha's way. We are not saying do that. Just lead a spiritual life, a life of discrimination and detachment, viveka, vairagya. Enough. That will take us wherever we need to go. But if you lose your discrimination and you use all your strength to pursue the world and desires of the world, misery is guaranteed. Anything else is guaranteed or not. Misery is definitely that's waiting at the end of the road. That is what the whole world is chasing and suffering. They won't say they are suffering, but deep down they are suffering. Swamiji told the other day, the wealthiest man is the one who puts his head to the pillow and sleeps peacefully. How many of us can do that? If we have desires, you cannot do that. Because desire will never allow us to rest. It will always bug us. What next? What next? I've seen people, they come start a company, they tell me, Swami, this is 100 million. I want to make it a 1 billion. Please bless me. Ask them, why do you want to make it 1 billion? What is the purpose? You are losing your health. You had a heart attack. You had so many problems. Why you want to take so much stress? Desire, billion-dollar company I must be the owner of. Once they reach the $1 billion, they think of the next company which is there. They want to acquire that. They want to become even bigger than that. Endless pursuit. What they will do with, they don't know. It's like that mad Russian farmer who runs and runs and runs and never reaches back. This is where I keep on telling, get rid of this. These are very, very ridiculous ideas that I and mine should be preserved. This whole self-preservation, this instinct is animal. It's not human. It's not divine at all. It's animal instinct, which only thinks of it will kill the next one to survive. That is animal instinct. Of course, it is there in us. Our vasanas are there from Purva Janma, samskaras are there. You can't just get rid of it on one fine day. It takes time. It takes consistent effort. But you have to be conscious also that you are growing or not. So every time you dwindle back and slip 10 steps back, I get very hurt because I know the pain of taking you to the other side, the difficulties. Then Swami used to say, I am the great Nataraja, and I alone know the pain of teaching every step of the dance. He is that Nataraja. He knows the pain of teaching us what it takes to be a dancer, he said. That's what I experienced. Till I was on the other side, I did not understand any of these things. I was in my own world. Yes, one thing that really always drove me is that I should be called a good boy. I should be good and he should be proud. There's nothing else that mattered to me. I never prayed for any other gifts, anything from him. I just wanted to be seen and known to him as a good person, and he would always be happy with me, never upset with me, never angry. One frown on his face, and I will lose sleep for nights together. What did I do? Why did he look at me like this? Why did he not smile? Why did he not acknowledge me? What did I do wrong? I'll go on, contemplating, contemplating, contemplating to find an answer. And then even if I don't find an answer, I'll go back. So yes, I have faults. I'm not perfect. I'm sure he expects me to be even better than what I. So you push yourself to the perfection, that limit. $1 billion could not have taken away this one joy of being called a good person by him. That was the ultimate that I ever desired and craved for. Nothing else. I never wanted money. I never wanted wealth. I never wanted all the positions, power. I worked because he told me to work. He told me how to get some experience under your belt. Now I know why I had to work in that. We run a huge organization, run worth hundreds of millions of dollars with so many countries, so much of other activities, which I wouldn't understand without being a banker. I understand how it works. I have to negotiate deals with the people who fund us or who help us build. There are contracts to be negotiated. All these would not have been possible without the banking knowledge. I understand he trained me 5, 6 years to learn that. Also, then I did every 3, 4 years into entrepreneurship and I understood the difficulties of starting a new place, a new organization, culturing people. Even in 3 years, I learned a lot. You look this way and everything is destroyed, what you built till now. That is because it was necessary today. So I know God's ways are mysterious. You want to go back to Him and serve Him, He says, go out and work. And then you realize why. Because ultimately, all that knowledge is put to use. As guru's role is quite different from being a god or a mother or a father. Guru has to see the progress. Guru has to see your growth. Guru has to see your evolution. And same thing I repeat to you. I will never tell you to do things which are not good for you. I'll always tell you the things which are right for you. Even if it is difficult, even if it is uncomfortable, even if it is inconvenient, even if that makes you hate me, I will still do what is right for you. I will not change my stance. And that is why I get ridiculed by people because they don't like when I say don't do this or do this. because that is not what suits their convenience. But I go on, flow on, because I know this is what is the right thing to do. Why should I bother about anybody else's whatever they think? Because people are selfish, they think in the selfish way, then they can never see the right thing. So all I'm trying to tell you is that a journey of evolution cannot be undertaken alone. You need companionship. You need people of similar aptitudes, similar understanding, similar goals, similar enthusiasm. And you need a teacher, a guide to take you. And if you make everybody's life comfortable, easy by being nice to each other and following the rules of the game is a joy. But if you break the rules for your selfish sake, you change the rules, you get distracted or you deviate, then you are making everybody's life difficult. Like Sita is arguing with Raman. I never asked you for anything. I came from my father's home. I joined you in this Vanavasa. Never opened my mouth and sought any gifts from you as a wife, which is my right. All this is there in Ramayana. Read that. And then Rama says, what's up come upon you? What's wrong with you? Why are you falling for a deer? No, no, such a beautiful deer. Look at his skin. Look at his, this. Look at his that. So beautiful. What a joy it will be to have it as a pet. You go away in the forest. I am alone. I'll have something to play with. All kinds of arguments she gives. Rama tells, what's to come upon you, Sita? Suddenly, all this idea of having that deer. Oh, you don't love me. All that drama she does. And then what happens? He says, okay, I'll go get it, but make sure you don't leave the house. Lakshmana, stay put, guard Sita. I'll come back. Rama goes to fetch the deer, which is a Maya Maricha. It is not real. But desire sends the discrimination away. Then comes the loud scream, Ha Lakshmana, he cries. Oh, that Maricha cries in the voice of Lakshmana. Delusion. Sita is confused. Oh, something must have happened to Rama. Lakshmana, go. Lakshmana says, how do I go? He told me to stay here. I am here to follow him. He is the Atman. I am the Buddhi. I will not leave. But this desire which Sita represented, says, no, you have eye on me. Look at Lakshmana, never looked at Sita's face, always looked at her feet, treated as her as his mother. No, you're eyeing me. You have ulterior motives. You have dirty desires. This is how she accuses Lakshmana. Look at how desire can do to you. And then Lakshmana says, I can't hear it anymore. Such accusations. And he says, at least I pray, don't cross this line. Please stay within. Allow me to go and do what I can do for Rama. But I believe Rama is all powerful. Nobody can harm him. Let me nevertheless go and see, because you accuse me of desire for you, which is not true. Then he goes. Yet Sita is not done. Sounds are coming from the fire. Ha Lakshmana, ha Sita. And then comes Ravana, opportune moment, destruction is arriving. And tells Sita, cross the line, cross the line. If you don't cross the line, I will curse your entire kingdom, your husband, your everybody. Knowing very well Rama is Purushottama, nobody can harm him. Her desire makes her forget the delusion in her mind. She forgets who Rama is, who Lakshmana is, who she is, because of that one desire. And Ravana arrives and he forgets, don't cross the line, and she crosses the line. Once she crosses the line, she loses Rama, she loses her peace, she loses everything in her life. And the life was never the same again for them. She could never live with Rama ever again. That was the end of her life's journey, the joy. Why curse Rama? It is desire. That is where I am saying desire has taken total control over a personality like Mother Sita, who lost her husband Rama, Lakshmana, the kingdom, stayed miserable in the captivity of Ravana, was accused of whatever impurity or things like that. When she returned, lost her everything because that one desire to go behind that golden deer, which was not even real. And despite the wise counsel of both Rama and Lakshmana, she didn't listen. She that was so stubborn, and she used such kind of words that no husband or no brother-in-law would like to hear from somebody like his wife, or a mother like brother's wife. But it happened. These are not, that is why we are saying History is replete with stories when every time we have run behind desires, we have destroyed everything. And that is why do not run behind such ambitions, which only are for your personal sake. And after so much of yearning, crying, praying, suffering, finally somehow their destiny has brought you here in one golden moment. But then the vasanas are there that they want to drag you back despite whatever is being told to you. And that is what happens at the end. You lose the good things, the good opportunities, because your old vasanas will pull you back. Often I asked why our children come from such miserable families. Father has abandoned them, or he's a drunkard, wife beating husband, or mother has abandoned the children, or father, mother both have passed away, or the child is here studying, another child is blind or deaf or paralyzed or autistic, or the sister who has just got married has been abandoned by her husband with a baby. I keep listening to miserable stories of our staff and students. And I keep thinking, why are these people only have been so miserable in the world? Then I realize, is their karma, is their karma of many, many lifetimes which is still chasing them and not leaving them even in a place like this because they have dues to clear. So it keeps attracting them back to the old ways. And they are unable to discriminate at that point in time. They become so emotional and deluded that they, instead of choosing the right thing, which I am telling, they again end up choosing the wrong thing because of the habits of the past lives. And then whatever we try to protect them and do anything about it, it doesn't work. Whatever we try to do, because the mind is so powerful at that moment, the desire is so strong, it does not allow them to think right. So I look at them helplessly. I know this is going to be miserable for them, but then they have not surrendered their will to God, right? They have their own free will. They can use it as they please, and that causes all the confusion. And then they are lost. And we do not know how many more lifetimes before they return to this path. Because one wrong turn and you lost. Bangalore is like that, so many places. Just take a wrong turn, lost in the traffic. You don't know when you will get back to the right road. This happens all the time. When Mother Sita was not spared, what are ordinary people? But these stories are to tell us symbolically what happens when we develop a wrong idea, wrong desire. And when karma comes, Rama goes. That's what it is. So that is extremely important. I keep repeating it till it gets into your skin. I cannot give up. Till you accept it, convinced and acknowledge it that yes, this is the way, there is no other way. How can I leave it? Till a student learns, the teacher has to repeat the lesson. But a good student learns fast. He has Shraddha. He wants to learn, he wants to grow, he wants to become wise. So he's a joy to teach. There are bad students too, who are not willing to learn, who are not interested in growing and not interested in being wise. So they're creating trouble also for the teacher. But good students don't do that. So if we are students of spirituality and we are moving forward towards God, then this is what we need to do. Unless we are ready to sacrifice the lower things, we cannot get the higher things. Simple as that. You can't have these, have that, have this, everything, and then enjoy. So there is a reason why things are the way they are. But this is not to provide you with material luxury. I understand. In those days when there was no internet, people had their own ways of doing things. Now there is internet, everybody needs to use it for the right purpose. It helps us to grow fast, learn fast. I learn a lot from internet. Every day I read articles. I keep surprising and shocking our medical fraternity. Daily I send them one article on our WhatsApp group, something to learn from. I am learning. Every day I read in the morning. Economic Times Health. It's an online thing. And every day I send an article to them, a new thing. And today I discovered one article about one bacteria. Now it consumes the medical consumables, like it grows on your dressings and things like it eats that and grows. It's very dangerous. They discovered it only in the May of 2025. It means it can cause infection. It is multi-drug resistant. And you don't know how to control it. If it gets into your theater, that's it. It thrives on all your in a sterile environment also. So it can cause infections. So I was warning them, look into this, don't end up with this bacteria or whatever it is. Because there is no way to get rid of it. Because it thrives on even in a sterilized environment in your consumables. So I use internet to learn things. How do I know? So much people ask me. No, not from some divine intuition. I keep reading every day, 2 to 3 hours. I keep reading. I have nothing to do. I'll keep reading something new. because I'm running a huge organization, a university. I have to learn. I have to be in the top of the game. So keep learning. I don't need to learn any of these things. Why should I learn? What do I need to gain out of it? Not for my sake. So use the facilities for the right purposes. I have no problem with that. Everything and everything, anything is being done is done for your highest good. Don't forget that. Not just for your good, but highest good. In that highest good, there are lower goods are there. Like you should get educated, you should get onto your feet, you should learn some new skills, you should grow, evolve, academically, intellectually. All that lower goods, they will happen along the journey. But the highest good is to grow you spiritually and make you the person that you're supposed to become, and get rid of your all the old lifetimes of vasanas and samskaras. That is the whole idea of purification, is the idea. If that is not sinking in, then you don't deserve this. That's all. Then if I deny you that, then you get angry, then you hate me, you hate the system, you hate everybody. Like children hate their parents when they're denied things that they want. Somebody can shoot their mother for PUBG game, then you can imagine what level of how low we have sunk as a humanity. And this is a misery everywhere. People are scared, they don't know how to deal with it. I went to Australia, those kids are using words I don't even understand. Skibidi and things like that. For everything they say skibidi. I asked, what is this skibidi? He said, this is just a casual term. I told, where do you learn from? From video games. That's not English. And what does it mean? For everything skibidi. Or this is not English language. What is this language? He said, this is what it is. They're so influenced by it. You can't even know, you don't even know their vocabulary. They speak another language altogether. This is evolution or devolution, is my question. From that beautiful literature, language, culture, to this kind of miserable vocabulary and the attitude that comes with it. That's even horrible. And I'm seeing it everywhere. It's dangerous because we are devolving as humanity. We might become very smart in terms of our artificial intelligence, machine learning, and things. And but as humanity, we have a soul that needs to be fed, that needs to be looked after. That's when we are real humans. But that's gone. Parents don't care. Institutions don't care. They are interested in money. Parents are interested in offloading all their problems to some school or some institution and be free to do their own things. This is the situation of the society. In that, we are trying to create a model where there is the right thing is being done. What you may think is extreme was the normal thing a few centuries ago. That is how we lived. But today it feels like an extreme step. No, there is no extreme. This is how it should be. And everybody should rise to their vocation and do the right thing. Do the right thing should guide us always. What is the right thing? And I keep praying every day. Let no injustice happen because people are indisciplined. They break rules. They cause disturbance. Like in a traffic police, what will you do if somebody is breaking the rules? Then the police has to take charge, right? He can't allow some kind of anarchy to prevail. Likewise, when I take, which may lead to your expulsion, I feel bad. I just look into your lifetimes of journey. I see, oh, that is when he was so miserable. That is when he prayed for this. But again, he wants to go back to the same old ways. What can I do? 'Cause mind very, very forgetful of good things. Very quickly, it takes things for granted. That is the nature of mind. So unless you elevate from mind to the discrimination of buddhi, you'll keep falling into the lower ideas of senses. The mind has to be elevated by constant practice and intellect, as I said, buddhi or this discrimination should be guiding you at your level. If that is also not, won't find it difficult, pray. Go to the intuition level. Intuition is the easiest thing to do. It will just tell you what is right. You don't need a second opinion from anybody, including yourself. Just do. But no, because our habits of the past, where our mind has always taken charge of things, we don't listen. Whether you're young or old, new or, don't take things for granted. Vishwamitra fell from elevated heights of for one Menaka, with somebody who gave up a kingdom and everything to become a rishi. And Menaka comes and he falls for her, and that's it. All I'm saying is that great ones have also not been spared from the lure of desires. Ordinary mortals, what do we talk about? These people did tapasya for thousands of years, they say, and yet they fell for things so silly. What are ordinary people? So this is such a protected fort-like thing where everybody can live peacefully. I was reading about Chola the dynasty, and I was seeing how they had created all that, how they had created a moat around the Brihadeshwara temple so that attacks won't happen and things like even Vijayanagara because it was around by Tungabhadra. They were taking precautions that no enemies should attack the fort. It should be so well guarded and protected. That is what I am trying to create, a fortress here. The people can stay safe and do their sadhana, learn new things, grow well, serve the society, and lead happy life. What do I expect at the end? Just everybody should be happy. Why should they be miserable for an avoidable reason? Because I don't like seeing people miserable. I don't like seeing people crying for nothing. Cry for something right, at least I will be sympathetic. Cry for stupid things. You hurt yourself by doing things and then you cry for help. I want to see joy and ananda everywhere, but that won't happen. Only a desireless person is full of ananda. There is no way you can have desire and also have joy. Not possible. Only a completely, absolutely desireless person can experience the purest of the bliss. All others will experience it in partial, contaminated versions, the lower grade joys, pleasures, which we call. They can never experience the divine joy unless they're totally desireless. So remember these things. These I have not said for the first time and repeating that. Now, getting God to say you are good, nothing else makes us more happy. That should be our way of life. Whether God comes to you physically says, or at least you know God is happy with that is enough. At the end of it, you have to go and answer to God only. You don't have to answer to anybody else. God should say, I'm happy with you. Bhakta ativa me priya. Very dear to me. That's it. All achievements have been achieved. There's nothing more to gain beyond it. That is how I have lived. This is my story. If you are interested in life like this, then put efforts towards it and give up everything else. And I'm not saying that it all happens on the first day. One day it'll be very, very devoted. The next day you will fall for small things. Again, you will come back. This will be a process. But every time you're slowly and slowly and slowly getting stronger. That has to happen. I'm not saying everybody has to become a Sadguru and start opening ashrams and running institutions. May not be, that's not written for you. Maybe something else. Maybe you should be a good doctor and serve patients. Maybe you should be a good singer and entertain people with spiritual joy. Maybe you should be a good engineer, build things for poor people. Maybe you should be a good scientist, invent new things which will help people. Maybe anything. That may be your path. And nothing is greater or lesser. It's your path. That's it. But if you want to pursue that and if you want blessings of the divine so that you succeed at it, you have to be serious about your own spiritual progress. Uddharet Atman Atmanam. You have to help yourself. I can only do so much. Beyond that, I cannot do. Because beyond this, your free will comes in my way. And that does not allow me to cross. I can't break it. Unless you are totally surrendered that free will, I can't even take charge of things. I need your permission to even work with you or work on you. But if you don't have complete surrender, no, lip service is okay. I am yours and all that is okay. I've heard, but that they don't truly mean it. Then I have no control. Then I have to leave it and give up and watch you from a distance. That's it. Whatever happens to you, I have to just helplessly watch. And that is very miserable for me. When I know I could help, but I'm not allowed to. That makes me very sad. Because nothing can be more miserable than that for somebody who is interested in your highest welfare. And you do not allow your highest welfare to happen despite everything else. Please be careful. And mind can trick you into anything like this. Unless you train the mind, it's capable of anything. It can trick Mother Sita, it can trick all of us. So be extremely careful. Invest in your sadhana every day. Invest in your prayers and do it sincerely, not lip service. Oh, yeah, 20 minutes prayer, let's sit through that misery. No. You should enjoy it. You should feel it within. You should really, really come with sincere desire there to learn, to grow, to evolve, to experience. Just don't come casually dressing up and attending prayers, whether it's morning and evening, just because it's a rule. No, don't do that. If you don't go back out of the auditorium touched in your heart, feeling as if you have bathed in Ganges, that purity, that sanctity, if you are not feeling that, then all this satsang is not of any use to anyone. Unless you feel that you know that you have not experienced it, you are not there 100%. It has not benefited you. So just don't come as a rule or a regulation. Try to understand the purpose and enjoy it. It takes time for mind to get accustomed to things, but it will start learning, it will start enjoying.